Good evening all, and welcome to another video on All Has It Ale. It's Sunday night, which means it's trad beer night, and the beers we're going for tonight in tonight's blindfold challenge are two classic amber ales. It's these two. It is Spitfire and London Pride. I've drunk loads of each over the years, and I've never done them side by side just to see which one I prefer. So tonight, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to be judging it on the usual 5 pillars of judgment: the looks, the aroma, the body, the taste, and the finish. And the point will be awarded to which one I prefer. So, like I say, they're both fantastic beers. I've drunk lots of each, both bottled and cask over the years. So this should be interesting to see which one comes out on top. So, without further ado, we are going to call upon the glamorous assistant in a moment to choose which beer goes into which glass. You know, 2 different glasses as always, just so we can tell the difference visually and go from there. So we shall blindfold myself up in a minute, because before we do that, we're going to go to the scoreboard of joy, or the aide-memoire, should I say, that says that Spitfire has had 75,900 check-ins with an average of 3.25. A lot more on the London Pride at 192,900 with a slightly higher average at 3.41. So yeah, lots of check-ins to London Pride. Plenty for Spitfire, but definitely huge numerical advantage for London Pride there. So let's get blindfolded, and we're always going to be using the scarf of joy from Saris. So blindfold, Josh will choose a beer and a glass. He'll show you which, I won't see, and then we'll get the challenge underway. So let's make it so that I can't see a slightest thing, but in ahead of time, we're going to make sure I can smell things. So, lights are a bit bright today. I can have a bit of a... There we go. Can't see a thing. So, Josh, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Can you show me some fingers? I don't know if you show me fingers or not. I can't see a blind thing. So, I would like you now to choose a beer and a glass from the selection on the table and show one beer and one glass to the camera.
Okay, so this beer is going to go in. I will choose this glass. So,
as always, open it up and pour me about 2 or 3 fingers worth in the glass so that I can have a good taste and a smell.
It's a bit steamy. Okay, here you go. Here's the glass.
Okay, so this one is the Neame Stoke Beer Festival glass, and the second beer is going to go into my Titanic goblet. So again, just show it to the camera.
So obviously this beer now has to go into this glass. So
I'm excited for this one. I love both beers, but never had one of each in the same session. Lovely. Okay. So we're going to go for the aroma, the body, taste, and the finish first. Starting with the beer that was given to me first, which is this one. So it is malty. I'll just hold that for a second. It is nice and malty. There you go. Nice twiggy hop notes to it. Light to medium strength and a little bit fruity, as in dark fruit, whereas this one, well, this one is a stronger aroma. Definitely bigger on the malt. Bit bigger on the booze. Whereas this one's a little bit more treacly. This one is slightly bigger. overall. So I'm going to say I prefer the aroma of this one.
Okay. Points has been awarded.
Okay, so I'm gonna say what I think this one is up front.
Okay.
And by this one I mean this one. Purely based on the strength. Now, the two beers, the Spitfire is 4.5%, the London Pride is 4.7%. I'm edging towards this one being London Pride, and I hope I can tell the difference on the taste test. But first of all, the body for the losing beer is this one. Light to medium. Oh, interesting. Light to medium, good carbonation. This one. Haha. Interesting indeed. Again, light to medium, but the carbonation is slightly nicer on this one. And the reason I say interesting is because the flavours. Okay, flavours. We're going on to the flavours next.
Taste.
So the
good
taste
old
test.
taste
On the
test.
losing beer first of all. It is malty. It's a nice traditional bittering hop flavour. There is an element of caramel behind it, but you have got a nice kind of yeasty malt profile to it. A little bit like Saurine. Whereas this one, is a little sweeter, not by a lot, a little bit more well-rounded of a profile of flavour overall, and a little bit hoppier, dare I say. Oh,
I'm guessing you're enjoying.
this one's got a subtle, very subtle licorice note in the background compared to this one.
I thought you were going to say that one was the winner then. Was that?
It's really quite difficult to tell between the two which one I prefer because they are quite different. Like I say, sweeter, slightly hoppier, slightly more bitter. Oh, this is a tricky one.
I hate licorice. So I probably would have, if I was you, I would have gone the lemon glass already.
See, this one tastes a little bit more robust. It's a little bit fuller, a little bit more oomph to it. Whereas this is smoother, more subtle, more easy drinking. This one is very much whatever mood you're in is going to decide the winner. I'm going to come back to that because it's too close to call. Like I say, they're subtly different. But anyway, on to the finish. For a beer of this style, I look for a longevity of the malt and a nice lingering hop bitterness. So, comparing the two, it's a nice fruity hop, subtle bitterness, relatively long, whereas this one, I would say slightly sweeter, but more rounded malt. And as that sweetness fades, the bitterness comes in. finishes this one.
Okay.
So, from memory, that makes it 3-0 at the minute.
Yes.
But back to the flavour. So this one can't lose the overall. But as for the flavour, like I say, they're so close to call in terms of preference. It really does depend on what mood you're in and which side of the bed you got up on in the morning. What the hell? I'm going to give it to this one.
Okay, so now on to the looks.
Yes, but before we do, I want you to pour a little bit more of each beer into the glass. About half full.
I mean, there's still quite a bit. So.
I know. I want the head. I want to see what it's like. so that beer into that glass.
So this one was, I'm pretty sure, this one.
Oh, you best hope you get it right.
As my memory is probably not the best, but yeah, that's right. Okay. It's got the same colour as last time. So this better become my job. Better be getting paid for this.
Alright, hold that glass for a minute. You put both beers down. The bottles,
Yes.
that is. Good stuff. Right, I'm going to reveal my face.
Bright eyes.
I do it every time. It's like coming out of interrogation. So, okay.
Being interrogated.
The visuals of the beers. This one is slightly darker. This one is a little bit lighter. There's no real head to speak of on the pour. So let's try and generate some. It's not working.
That one he did. So I think.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, there's very little to call it. The colour, I prefer this one. It's this one.
Okay.
This beer. So.
Again. That's.
Pass me the scoreboard of joy.
That's one more.
Is it the right way? Which one is it? Hey, Spitfire! Every step of the way. 5-0 win for Spitfire. Up front, I must be honest, I thought the London Pride was the Spitfire, but it was not. Just purely based on the aroma. It was not. It was not. Spitfire, the beer that I have drunk arguably the most of in my entire lifetime. My dad's favourite that I have every year on his birthday, without fail. The winner, Spitfire. Spitfire indeed. A wonderful, wonderful beer, full of great memories and lots of lovely taste. It was also, well, it was brewed in my second home, Kent. I say second home because my real home is London. But yeah, I do love London Pride. There's no getting away from that. It's brilliant on cask. I must admit, I do prefer ESB, which is an extra special bitter, but London Pride is no slouch at all. But Spitfire is far and above the better beer out of the two based on that experience there. And just one small interesting note. I didn't mention it during the tasting. The hop flavour has that characteristic that can come from a clear glass bottle. And Spitfire is in a clear glass bottle. We all know what it is, but there we go. So, ladies and gents, boys and girls, before we sign off the video and say thank you for the lovely beers, we're going to say thank you to the glamorous assistant.
Hello, and the Spitfire won today.
Hi, it did indeed. And we're going to say, those have been the beers. I've been me. Down there are the buttons. You know exactly what to do with them by now. You've got your like, comment, dislike, and subscribe. Choose any combination of them as you wish. And we'll see you again soon for another one.